Hello and welcome to my channel. Join Mum and I on a day trip from Skye in the Isle of Skye over to the Isle of Raasay, where we're visiting the Raasay Distillery and Calum's Road. After heading back on the ferry, we head up to Dunvegan to see the giant Macaskill museum. Pour a dram and enjoy. Slant you vor. Breakfast has arrived at the store. What have we got? Smoked salmon and egg. Some toast and some orange juice, and that'll be the same. Smoked salmon and scrambled egg on toast. And we're just going to have it here. We should probably just open the curtains now. I brought the binoculars in as well so we could have a look out the window while we were having our breakfast and see what we could see. It's too dark. By the time we finished our breakfast, it had got light. So this was our view from our room. We then jumped in the car, drove the 12 miles down the A87 from Portree to Skye, passing the Dunvegan Hotel and campsite on our way, and arriving at the ferry terminal about 20 minutes after we had set off. Lovely day. Oh look, here's the ferry coming now, Ma. Yeah. Fabulous wall, isn't it? Fancy Calum buildings in Skye. How do they get the fancy, posh, beautiful buildings? There's Lewes. But look, that wall goes all the way up there as well. I know, the ferry's going to have to go round this area of low tide. There's just enough water for the ferry to get round, isn't there? Look, what instead of going just straight across, it's got to go round that. Must be very shallow round there as well. So we're just at Raasay Pier waiting on the ferry to come in. It leaves at 9:25 and we would eat at 9, a wee bit earlier. It didn't take us long to drive from Portree as we thought it would this morning. And we're just watching the ferry coming in. There's a waiting room that you can sit in, but no tea or coffee and no vending machine or anything. Not that we need it because we've just had a breakfast. Oh, and I think we're just listening to seals. Hang on to see if we can spot some. The Halig. Well, this is another first. We've never been on this ferry. There's a few cars coming off it right enough. Looks like there's seating upstairs. Enough space for a few cars. A roll on, roll off. Just like the other small isles. Cool. Okay. We should probably go up to the car now. Well, look, no guesses where they're from. Too many 8s. Raasay, that's cool. 3 cars came off it. I think there's only one going on, and that's ours. 9:21, so they're going to leave on time. We are the only car. Oh look, ferry traffic, go when green. Oh crikey, well that's how it works. we're farting about down here waiting for somebody to come off the ferry to let us know when to go on, and there's an arrow. That's so funny. That van was parked up there.
Was he? I never seen him come, did you?
Are you kidding me on? There's no other.
Do you have tickets?
Yes, we do.
You're my favourite.
Oh, good. I was your favourite up until now, until I need glasses to get this. So, where am I? I'm on Calum.
You're here. 2 people?
Do you want to check the
Check the boat, please.
Check the boat. You were standing watching.
Out your car, you can. There's outdoor seating, which is rather cold, but also you can go and sit inside, look out the window.
All right.
Inside is very, very warm.
Oh, is it? How long does it take? 20 minutes?
Yes, thereabouts.
Yeah.
We should leave in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. We have our own private crossing. Yeah, just for us. We can go through here. Got a big sun down here. Christmas decorations as well. How lovely is that? Yes. So because we are the only people on the ferry, I can give you a wee look around. Well, there's nobody else here. And we'll see a wee bit of the sights while we're at it. So you can only come up on one side. There are a lot of seats, toilets up here as well. Now you don't have to get out of your car. You can stay for this short crossing, this 20-minute crossing over to Raasay. And you would if you do this journey regularly. It's like the crossing from Skye over to Barra. You don't have to get out of your car there either, and I often don't. But as this is our first time, then two rights I'm going to get out and see what's going on everywhere. See the best place is to sit. So lots of seats outside, which I'm sure are hot sheen in the summer months. Oh, there's another upstairs. Is there another upstairs? Oh, there is. Okay, so there's another deck. Even higher up. MV Halig. Observation deck, car deck, deck 4, toilets. Okay, so up here. Oh, nice. So this is good viewing. So it's not blue skies. But there's no rain. Crew only up there. Alright. A wee bit of snow on the top of the mountains. But quite misty again this morning. And we're seeing Raasay now. It's one of the smaller islands in the Hebrides, around 14 miles long and 3 miles wide. It has one hotel, 3 B&Bs, 2 shops, 1 primary and a distillery, making up the island's close-knit community. Aside from its rugged coastline and dramatic views over to Skye, here lies the tale of desperation, determination and heartache, the history of Calum's Road. The famous Scottish poet Sorley MacLean was born in Raasay. He wrote the Halig, one of his most famous poems, named after a deserted township which was depopulated during the clearances in the early 1850s. Once over 1,000 people lived here, and now only 161. So now we all get why this boat is called the Halig. It cost us £2.30 each way, and the car was £7.65 each way, so £24.50 for the day. Good morning from the Raasay ferry. We have just departed Skye and we are on our way to Raasay for the day. Mum and I are going to go to the distillery and do a distillery tour and tasting, and then we're going to go up to Calum's Road, which we have read about and watched the documentaries. So we're finally here going to see all the hard work that Calum did to build his road. It took him 10 years to do with a pickaxe and a wheelbarrow, shovels on his own, using his own hands. Unbelievable. See what the map is.
Same kind of setup.
door now.
Accessibility here. It's very grand, isn't it? Raasay House. Looks very fabulous, doesn't it?
Yes, footpath and vehicles go this way.
Creamy.
Raasay House served for generations as the seat of the MacLeods of Raasay. The last clan chief, John MacLeod, left the house in 1843 and emigrated with his family to Australia. He had struggled through poor harvests and the collapse in the price of cattle, so he was facing bankruptcy. He did what every other island was doing, and he cleared the crofts of homes and introduced sheep, but that didn't work. So it was sold in 1846. It's been sold numerous times since then. It's been a sporting hotel, an adventure school, and an outdoor centre, and it's currently a hotel with a bar serving lunches, and it remains an outdoor centre offering archery and kayaking and much, much more. In 2019, it was used as the base for the TV programme SAS Who Dares Wins. Oh, we're too late. We've had a lovely visit to the walled garden, even if we were too late for the strawberries. From here you can see the back of Raasay House, and the yellow building that we can see is the original house. The rest have been added on through the years by different owners. Concoctions of drinks have been brewed, distilled and whatever else you do to make alcohol in Raasay for generations, it's believed. But this is the first legal distillery, which was opened in 2017. It's on the site of the old Borrowdale House, a Victorian villa originally designed in the 1800s. So the rooms remain and you can stay here after your tasting sessions in the bar. Before you book your tour, join the Isle of Raasay Distillery Sláinte Club online and you'll get 10% off your tour, which is what I did.
I just ask if you come.
Oh my word. Smells nice.
Mouthfeel, and all in all, a longer fermentation results in a spirit that's a lovely deep dark berry fruit flavour, and that adds a bit of complexity to our whiskey.
Does the yeast give out its flavour?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
I didn't steal any.
Ground briefly, pops back up, goes all the way up the hill to that warehouse up there, which is our bottling warehouse. That's where it gets emptied up.
Tonic in the drink, yes.
Yeah, and when I went to like
I guess we're very busy in the summer season.
Yeah.
These are the wee miniatures that we're getting because we're driving. Dunvegan is a sweeter one. And this is the Dunvegan is the one that is been noted as one of the best whiskies in the world. Nullet Creole is blue on the board.
to be honest, I much preferred the Lagavulin to it, even though it's Diageo, yeah. Because again, the guy was just so knowledgeable, and we spent so much time in, you know.
Raasay's population is currently 161. And if you want an update on that, then just buy a bottle of Raasay gin, because on the side it tells you the island population. The main source of employment is the Distillery and Raasay House. They have a primary school, but for secondary the pupils have to go to Portree. So they leave each morning on the ferry that we got over, get the bus up to school, and then do that journey in reverse in the evening. There are no hostels, so if it's blowing a hoolie and the ferry doesn't sail, then the kids are delighted because they get the day off school. There are no hospitals. In an emergency, it would be the Coast Guard who would attend and take the person to Skye, to Broadford Hospital. There are nurses on the island who have a good on-call system, and a GP visits from Skye. This is Brochel Castle, which doesn't really resemble a castle. It is crumbling down the cliff edge. It is nearly 5 miles south of the north of Raasay, but up until 1982, this was the end of the road. Solar panels on the house, so that's new. On the roof, look, there's that. What's that? Is that an oil tank for that house? Do you think they just walk to the house on this over this stile? Calum, his wife Lexi, and their daughter Julie lived in Arnish in the north of the island. And in 1964, Calum decided to build a road from the castle to Arnish using what we can see at the sign. There had been requests to Inverness County Council by his parents and others as far back as the 1920s, but all their efforts had been denied. A 1 3/4 mile stretch of road took him from 1964 until the mid-70s to build, and then in February 1982, a grant for over £101,000 was awarded to Highland Regional Council for improving and resurfacing the road that Calum had built. It all started in 1962 when Julie was made to go to Portree High School. But unlike all her friends, she would rarely be able to come home at the weekend. Even though Raasay is so close to Skye, getting up to Arnish and back between the sailings of the ferry was nearly impossible, not least because there was no road connecting the south to the north of the island. So after reaching Brochel Castle, Julie would walk 45 minutes to the house in all weathers. There were no ferries on a Friday or Sunday, so Julie would have to go and get back on a Saturday. I read Julie's story recently in a newspaper article, and she was telling how basically she was taken against her parents' will at the age of 12 and never really returned home after that. Julie's leaving for school coincided with Calum petitioning for better infrastructure on Raasay, knowing that if there was a road between the castle and his house, their daughter would have seen her parents more often. Lexi was unwell and he wasn't going to stop until he could get an ambulance to the door. In 1983, Calum was awarded a BEM, a British Empire Medal, for maintaining supplies to the Rona Lighthouse and for working for 8 years as assistant keeper. But the author of Calum's Road, Roger Hutchison, reveals what the whole world knew. He'd become Malcolm MacLeod BEM for building Calum's Road. Calum died in 1988, not long after they had finished the road. From Calum's Road, we headed south to Inverarish, which is the main settlement. We visited the community shop and the community hall and the school before making our way back down towards the ferry. This wasn't the last of the day, but we chose to leave on this one because we wanted to go to Dunvegan to see the castle and the giant Macaskill museum before it gets too dark. Is there nobody in it? This is as close to Dunvegan Castle as you get when you come in the winter. That's it. Lovely gates and a nice wall. Oh, come on. Really, you can't let us get any closer. That's a shame. Yeah, the castle is down there. We just can't see it. You can see the tops of it. The giant Macaskill was born in 1825 on the Isle of Berneray in the Outer Hebrides.
7 foot 9, 2 meters 36. 7 foot 9? Size of
He was the tallest Scotsman ever to have lived and the tallest recorded true giant. Right, well, I stand behind Tom Thumb. Yay, thank you. Donish. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mum, look at the size of the jumper. General Tom Thumb, the shortest fully grown man at that time, and the giant went on to work for P.T. Barnum's circus. So, when you watch The Greatest Showman again, the big giant isn't actually Irish, he's Scottish, from the Outer Hebrides. A cairn was erected in 1991 and it stands in Berneray where he was born. Descendants of the clan Macaskill still live there and one of my best friends, Alina, is one of them. Portree Hospital. So there's an A&E here. No, A&E's in Broadford. Hopefully they've got a table for us. We haven't booked. We're in the Portree Hotel. And a bottle of Raasay. Would have been a bottle of Raasay gin or Raasay whiskey? No, just Raasay gin. This is the shape of the Raasay gin bottle. It is water that's in it. Unfortunately. No, we're going to the carol service at 7. So fish and chips for, I don't know, the second time? Maybe the third time? We had it in Inverness, remember? The dodgy chips. Yes, we had fish and chips in Inverness and we didn't like the chips and it was terrible. Bon appetit. Thank you so much for watching what was supposed to be my Christmas special. I'm only 3 weeks late with it. I got the great suggestion from a lovely subscriber, Teza. So thank you so much for your idea of visiting a distillery. We really enjoyed going round it looking like a Christmas tree. Thank you so much for watching. Good night. Aichava.